Hi everybody, this is Lynn from Creative Concept Crafts with this week's release, which is a very pretty Deco Fan Card. Very decadent is this one that I'm going to be making today, but I think you've got to admit that that was a decadent era. So this is what we're going to be making, or a similar one to this. I've added a little bit more to the one I'm going to make today, but everything you can see on the card is included: the silhouettes, the greeting, and of course the card with all the mats and layers. There's three options of mat: the centre mat there that you can see with a bit cut out. There's a plain option, there's that one, or there is a third option as well. So I've taken the liberty of cutting out the card. I've gone round all the edges on the edge of the scoreboard. It's a little bit fiddly to get round on the shape, but it can be done once you get used to manipulating your card around. And I've also gone round all the mats and layers, so I've got the nice beveled edge on all the pieces that I'm going to be gluing together. So starting off, I'm just going to be matting and layering all the pieces together before we attach them onto the card. So I'm going around the outside of the piece with PVA glue, and in the centre as well. Just firm, flip over and burnish the glue down. I'm just going to whiz through this now till we get all the other pieces matted and layered. So what I've used here is about a 170, I think, for the base card, and the black mat, and then the glitter card I think is around 220-ish, maybe 230. So it's not a particularly heavy card, but it stands. So, and I think that's the main thing when you're doing a stepper type of card, that they stand up without falling over. So that's them already matted and layered. I'm going to start off with this base piece first, and then it gives us our alignment for all the other smaller pieces to go on. So again, just round the edges and down the centre. And like I said, because you've got the beveled edge, you've got it to line up with to make sure all your mats and layers are sitting straight. So just make sure that's down, flip over and just burnish that glue down. And now I'm going to add the centre, the large panel for the centre. Again, I'm just speeding through this little bit till all the mats and layers are on the card and ready to go. It's not a difficult card to do at all, isn't this one? So you could leave it at that and add the sentiment and the decoupage pieces in the centre now, which is what I did with the first card. I've lined up across the bottom, so there's an even space at the bottom there. And you could put your sentiment or a greeting inside of the card. So there it is standing. Now I'm just going to add an extra little piece. That is as far as we've gone up to now. I've just used glitter card instead of using glitter and plain card. So we're just going to do this one with a little bit of a twist. So there's an extra piece on the base and on the mats. This is an option, you can put it on or you don't have to, it's entirely up to you, but I quite like the way it stands out away from the front of the card. So again, I'm just matting and layering the three extra pieces. I've burnished all the score lines, which you'll see on the white piece. And always make sure you burnish your folds down well so that they sit nicely once you apply them. So again, just adding glue. Now we can add it to the white piece. Excuse if you can hear my dog barking in the background. I don't know what's the matter with her. So that's just being aligned. So there's two more attachments to make. There's two little, they're not quite square, so they're slightly longer than they are tall. So make sure you keep these the right way up when you're gluing them together, and again when you're applying them to the card. The widest bit runs to the bottom of the card, so the widest bit is the length, if you will. So again, just add in the glitter to the black. And see, I've just switched that round so that the longest bit goes across. And just add in the last two pieces. Again, making sure you get it the right way up. Okay, I'm just burnishing that down. And you can see it forms like a three-sided box. I've used red liner tape here on the ends because we're going to be adding it to the glitter card. So you need something that's going to grip. So just remove the outer coat on both sides. And just fold it in so you've got a 90-degree angle. And it'll fit into the centre panel. It lines up just with the outer edge of that centre panel. Just make sure that you burnish the tape down to the glitter card. And there's the addition, which will fall flat when it comes to going into either an envelope, or as always I have done two matching boxes to this. So there's two of the silhouette ladies, so I've done a box that matches each one and with the different decoupage elements. So I've used alternating gold black or black gold. So each layer is going to be layering up from black to gold, black to gold, black to gold. And then there's the other pieces that will go the opposite way around, gold to black, gold to black, gold to black. Okay? There we go. Okay. So they're just a little bit different, but very, very similar. So I'm going to be using wet glue, hot glue I should say, to add the decoupage pieces. I'm just having a look, see where I need the hot glue. I'm going to add the decoupage pieces together before I add them all onto the extra panel. So you can place this wherever you want. I don't want it too flat, so I'm not actually pressing down. I just want that glue to dry without it being flat. You could use foam pads if you wanted, but because there's some see-through areas on a few of the pieces here, I opted for the hot glue. It would be hidden anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And then you can arrange these however you want. You can line them up, you can just offset them, whichever you prefer. I'm just offsetting down a little bit. And again, I'm just checking, I'm just giving this one a little bit of a bend backwards. And again, I'm just adding, it's roughly where the bar is on the decoupage element. And again, I'm opting to just drop it down a little bit. Again, I'm not pushing down, I just want it to grip, but I don't want it firm. And for this, because it's very, very fine, the hot glue would show. So I'm going to pick out the, I've got my Can't think of the name of it now. Silicone glue, sorry. So I'm just going to put it into the centre where the circles overlap. I'm just going to dot just around that area. It's just like the interlocking circle pieces only that I'm gluing. And I'm going to add it just slightly as a drop shadow on the front. Just play about until you get it where you're happy with it. Okay, so that's the decoupage element finished and ready to be attached. So I've just got to decide now where we want to sit it on the piece as to where your glue needs to be. Mine's going into the centre of the circular piece at the back. I've given it quite a bit of glue here because I want it to sit away from the card. Again, you could use double-sided foam pads, and I would use, you know, sort of a couple of mil, because what I'm wanting to do is to pop the silhouettes in behind that decoupage on this particular card. I'm just holding it till it glues, till it just starts to bite a little bit. And there's the extender piece. Can you see now I can just pop those inside, just tuck them inside. I'm going to do the same on both sides. So I'm just going to be adding on the side of the body and just on the leg. Just deciding where to put it, but I am going to tuck it inside. So again, I'm going to go for the hot glue, because again, I am gluing onto some glitter there. So it needs the bite, which you wouldn't get with a PVA glue. So it's just onto the sort of the rectangular piece of card at the back and down at the bottom on the extender. I'm going to do the same thing at the other side, so just tucking in behind the decoupage piece. The boxes that I've made to go with these, you'll see photographs at the end of the video. Like I said, there's two. There's one to match this lady and there's one to match the flapper, which I did on the other card. So basically there is your Deco Fan Card. Now we've just got to decide where we put the sentiment. We obviously can't put it across the front like we did on the original card, so we've just that to add. I'm just going to tuck it in on a jaunty angle just towards the back at the left. But again, the option's yours. Just going to tuck it somewhere on there. And again, because it's going onto the metallic card, the glitter card I should say, I'm just adding it with hot glue gun, 3 or 4 dobs along the sentiment. Like I said, the sentiment is included with the file. I'll glue myself now. And just pop it down in position across the fan, the corner of the fan. And there's our completed card. Hope you like this file. Until the next time, bye for now.